Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Love, Light, and Life Affirmed, your daily affirmations for self love and growth. Hey, collective, welcome back into the channel, you guys. Welcome back to another session where we talk about real life situations. I give you some wisdom and some advice just based on my own life experiences, you guys, things that I've had to really learn the hard way as I try to just give you some guidance, kind of give you a different perspective on everyday situations that we deal with regarding life and love. But I try to give you these messages, of course, collective, without judgment. Again, just truly guidance, just a different perspective, on how to handle certain situations that we all kind of deal with, right? So this is going to be your inner wisdom Oracle Compass message. And I'm also going to, at the end, bring in some clarifying messages, additional messages of advice from the Cosmic Oracle as well for us, okay? All right, you guys, I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend so far. All of my current followers and subscribers, welcome back in, you guys. Thank you for being here with me again. I always love having you with me. All of the incoming followers and subscribers, welcome to the fam bam. I always pray that the messages do resonate for you. If you do subscribe, make sure to hit the notification bell and hit the all so you don't miss any of my messages that I upload. I do give you guys, different messages that have different meanings. And also be sure to check out my description box if you just want to have any more information about me and about the channel. And if you want to provide any additional support. Okay, you guys. So what is going on with you guys, huh? Let's see what is going on with my collective in their lives at this time. What messages of encouragement and advice can they use at this time? Wow. Wow. Okay. Mm, mm-hmm. Mm. Interesting. Interesting. Wow. Wow. And the last one out, which I'll bring in later, is it's your time. So it's somebody's time to gain a new perspective about their life. It's somebody's time to make some changes, to take some accountability. Okay. Well, let's see what's going on. Wow. I mean, when the message wants to be told, it will make itself very clear. So let's see if we can figure out what's going on with you guys collective. Okay. So the first message that came out is direction, and it came out in the reverse. Stop, take a moment, catch your breath. But most of all, don't panic. Look around and try to regain your bearing. Trust yourself. Your life compass will never lead you wrong. In the end, you always find your way. So, with this being in the reverse, I'm talking to someone in my collective or a group of you guys who feel like you lost your direction or you've been lost for a while. And there's a lack of trust, with it being in the reverse as well. I can look at this as somebody being in their south node, meaning that you've been making decisions based on a lower vibration. You've been working out of your lower vibration, and It's probably due to some vices that you may have had that have been hindering you, that you are trying to let go of, with this being in the reverse. Vices, whether we admit it or not, we all have or have had habits that did not serve our greatest good. Use that knowledge to become better, a better version of yourself. So I feel like you're realizing that you've been in your south node, you've lacked direction in life right now, and you're trying to let go of these vices that have kept you stuck and stagnant, that have kept you in this lower state. And you have probably been using these vices as a numbing tool, right? That tells me that there's just something deeper that you have dealt with before in the past that you've never dealt with, that you didn't want to deal with. You didn't want to look at it because, who the hell wants to look at something that's so dark and so painful, right? But I feel like you are at the point where you're trying to let them go because you're tired of numbing yourself. You're tired of not having direction. And I'm feeling a lot of this in the collective energy right now, where people are really just tired of their own shit. I feel like people are just ready to come out of this lower vibration. They see that it's not getting them anywhere. They see that it's keeping them down and sad and depressed and angry and resentful and wanting revenge on, they don't even know anymore. Maybe themselves, maybe yourself, because you're just that tired. You're just over it. And that's good, because that tells me that you are realizing that it's not serving your purpose. You're realizing that it's not doing your life any good. You're realizing it's causing you more problems than you can begin to handle, and you're just sick of it. And this is not about living a perfect life either. This is just about calling you out on your own shit. And sometimes we have to do that even when we don't want to do it. But guess what? That is what healing is. Healing is calling yourself out on your own bullshit because you know that you're tired. You've been tired. You've suppressed it for so long. And now find yourself in a situation of humility where you were probably humbled. Life has a funny way of teaching us humility. However, the greatest lesson to learn from our tests and trials is not to be bitter, but to be greater. And I feel like you found yourself in this moment of being humbled by a situation you were not expected to be humbled by, but you feel it. You feel the humility that was taught from this situation. And as you are throwing away the vices, trying to walk away from the things that have kept you stuck because you're tired of having a lack of direction, you're accepting this humility in what it's taught you. And you don't want to be bitter about it. You want to be greater. You want to grow. You want to evolve. You want to learn. You want to find the wisdom as to how you even got yourself in this situation to be humbled, to need to be humbled. And you are now learning to accept responsibility and accountability, which is a beautiful thing. Maturity begins when you can take responsibility for your own actions, for your own bullshit. You are wanting to take accountability, which means you are growing and evolving, even if you don't feel like it at this time. But the epiphany is here. The epiphany is here, collective. The epiphany. Every day is a day to learn or discover something new, no matter how small or great. Knowledge is power. You are gaining wisdom from this humbling moment, and taking accountability is allowing you to truly see the epiphanies, see where you've been messing up, where you're truly tired of your own bullshit. And it's because of all the memories, all the things that you don't want to think about or remember because they were not good memories, because they caused you pain, because they were things that you put yourself in that you probably could have avoided if you chose yourself, if you chose better. So you are now wanting to gain that new perspective. So sometimes in life, things become outdated or out of focus. This is a prime time to look at your life from a whole new perspective. This is the time to become that childlike innocence again, to remember what you were like before all the bullshit, before all the disappointment, before all the hurt. so that you can rise again like the phoenix, so that you can rebirth yourself with the wisdom that you have learned, because you have lost confidence in who you are. You have not known truly who you are deep down for a very long time, and it sucks and you hate it and you're over it. You're literally over it. You're tired. You're tired. You're tired. You have allowed people for so long to tell you who you are, what you should be, the decisions you should make. You stopped listening to yourself. You stopped listening to your intuition a very long time ago. And this is where it's led you. And so now you find yourself again in this humbling moment where you are exhausted, you're lacking direction, you're tired of the vices, you're tired of numbing, pushing pain away that you can't seem to get away from anyway. So good for you, collective, for now being accountable, taking responsibility for your own actions, because yes, it is your time. It's your time to shine again. It's time to be all the Creator has created you to be. And it's time for you to seize that moment again, to rise again like the phoenix. Birds are very significant in this message. Maybe you're seeing a lot of birds. Maybe you're being visited by birds because maybe they are trying to tell you something. Maybe they're a guide to let you know that it is time for you, as they show up for me. Confirmation. Red robins, blue jays, orange birds. Crows may be significant. But collective, you are tired. You are ready to rise again. You are ready to become who you've always known you could be, but you were bogged down by the trauma, by the deceptive energy, by the negative thoughts, intrusive thoughts that you started to believe about yourself, but deep down you always knew weren't true, but you didn't know how to feel anything different because maybe you're surrounded by people, places, and things that didn't allow you to feel good about yourself, that kept you in that lower vibration, that made you feel good, quote unquote good, about being in that lower vibration. But maybe it's because they also saw how great you could be and they didn't want you to be that great. So as long as you were in that lower vibration, it means you would never rise to be who you're supposed to be. You would never rise to your truest potential. But now you are seeing through the fog. You are realizing out of all the past memories that there's not a whole lot of good ones, but you're ready to create good ones because you are ready to find your confidence again. You're ready to become who you know you're supposed to be. And with the wisdom of the owl, you now see clearly. You have true clarity in what's happening. You look around and you realize that maybe you don't have as many supportive people in your life as you thought. And that's a saddening thought, but also a humbling one. So it is now time for you. It's time for you to take on you. It's time for you to grow, evolve, be courageous, get rid of fear, get rid of worrying about what other people think, because who cares? Especially if they're not helping you to grow, evolve, if they're not doing you any good, if they're trying to keep you stuck and stagnant. That tells you right there that that is not the support that you need, no matter how big their smile is and how many teeth they show you. Because sometimes those teeth are very sharp and they can hurt. Remember that you can't change anyone but yourself. It's time for you, collective. Say goodbye to your past and leave the baggage behind for good. These vices that you don't need, it's time to go. It's time to leave them behind because they no longer serve you. They no longer do you any good. They keep you in this lower state that you no longer feel that you want to be in. Remember that it's okay to be happy. Really, it is. I promise you, collective. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to want to be happy. It's okay to walk away from things that keep you unhappy. That is not what we're meant for. That is not why we're here. We're not meant to be unhappy. We're not meant to be stuck in a state of lack. I promise. It's okay. Listen to your body and do what it's asking of you. You know that it's time to get rid of these vices because you know that it has been hindering you. It has been hindering you to be creative. It's hindering you to have the strength to get up every day and want to get through your day because you're probably exhausted. It's breaking you down and you know it. What else does my collective need to know at this time? Give your inner critique a vacation day. Be kind to yourself. Yes, give yourself grace as you are going through this transition. Collective, give yourself grace. Okay. It's a tough thing to come to this type of realization, especially when you're used to telling yourself that you're not good enough, that you're not lovable. But let me tell you something. You are. Because you are choosing you, that tells me that you know that you are. Now you just have to reprogram your mind to remember it again, to believe it again. And that starts with self-love. That starts with self-care. That starts with you choosing yourself first and foremost and remembering that it's okay to be happy. We're not meant to live in misery on a day-to-day basis. That's not what life is. As beautiful as nature and this world is, despite all of the ugly things, if you really take a look at it, nature, how things grow and evolve, even in the worst of storms, that is who we are. We grow even in the hardest of times, and sometimes it is the hard times that allow us to grow to be the person we're supposed to be. That's why you're supposed to take the lessons from the situations that we are in, take the knowledge from it, and allow us to evolve and become better and not bitter. Because it's okay to be happy. And sometimes we just have to learn how to. Believe in yourself, trust in yourself always. I will never stop saying that because love is the highest vibration. So give yourself love. Keep choosing you. And remember, you can't change anyone around you, just you. So the fact that you are on the road of taking accountability and responsibility for yourself, keep doing that. Keep saying goodbye to the past things and leave the baggage behind for good that no longer serves you. And you will find your confidence again. You will gain the new perspective you need in order to rise. That tells me you are on the right path. So keep going. Keep going. Let me get you an oracle message here before I close this out for you. Somebody is going through a very powerful transformation. And you may be a little bit nervous, scared, not sure how confident you should feel. But that means that you are growing. Continue to face those fears. Continue to choose you. Continue to be accountable every single day. That's where your growth will come from. That's where you will find happiness within, not based on something external. The happiness that you want, that we all want, really is about being happy within. And you will find that, I promise. Just keep going, collective. What is the message? What is the final message for the collective for today? Gift yourself. Number 28 may be significant. Someone may be 28. The number 10 also is significant. 10 is about endings and new beginnings, closing out old chapters so that you can start new ones. What is the best gift you have ever received? What was it about that gift that made it so special? Maybe the gift made you feel loved, seen, and understood. We all love receiving gifts, but it can also feel joyful to give a thoughtful gift to someone else, spending time and effort thinking about what they would love. What if you could gift yourself with that same level of love and thoughtfulness? What do you desire in this moment? Here's your chance to give to yourself, a gesture of self-love, because you're worth it. You're worth it, collective. And someone is coming to that realization, but it is scaring them because maybe you've been pushed down to think that you were not for so long, but you always have been. You're just starting to see. You're gaining the wisdom, regaining a new perspective, taking accountability for yourself because you want to create better memories, because you want to be more confident in you. And that is a gift that you can give yourself, that no one can take away. Wow. I love this for you. Hopefully the message was able to give you some food for thought. If the message did resonate, I would love to know about it. Please hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and follow me. But until next time, collective, with so much love and light. Bye.